Hello, lovelies. This is Lynn. I am doing a self-care video for Friday, July 11th, 2025. I'm using the What We've Forgotten Oracle deck by Amy Miranda. All right. The first one is Unconditional Love. And the reading for this is Energy flows where attention goes. We're going to entertain that there is a source to this whole life thing. We can call it a creator, a spirit, an energy, or even Howard if you want, or Howard be thy name, but bump. Um, that was in the book. But we're going to entertain that there's something out there, and everyone who wants to can collaborate with them. Spirit is non-binary, source is love. Better bumper sticker than that other one, also in the book. It is a force so magnificent and bright that it's everywhere and in everything. Total and complete unconditional love. It speaks in symbols and visions and downloads and transmissions. It's like seeing underwater. It's like tuning into specific channels on the radio, except we are the antenna. Source loves us because it's part of us. We're made of the very same stuff. When we put our attention to it, to the love and magic that is Source, it surrounds us. When you lean in, Source will lean toward you. That's exactly why you pulled this card. Think of this as a wink from Source, or a hug if you're ready for that. Let that light wrap around you. Let it move through you. How incredibly beautiful is that? Next, we have the soul. When we begin to remember and begin to shift from ego to soul, we get to choose. Every single day, down to the moment, we get to decide who is talking and who is in charge. Our odds are your soul has likely been doing this whole life thing a lot longer than your ego. Your body, or whatever iteration you're in now, has even been a thing. We can trust the soul to let us know when it needs some reinforcement. Unlike the ego, it won't lie to you about how it's doing. The odds are that your ego has been doing all kinds of stuff it's not even qualified for. The soul is the connective tissue between the physical body and the spiritual self. It's our tether to home, the seed of our star stuff. It's much gentler than the ego because it has no worries. That's what happens when you have ancient divine intelligence. That kind of experience tends to calm the nerves. This is the message now. For the week ahead, ask your soul, can you step to the front? Can you take it from here? Can you captain this vessel? Can you take me where I'm meant to be? Can you help me remember? If you want to do this exercise in front of a mirror, feel free. Look into your own eyes, past your irises and your pupils, into the space that few people know, but everyone can see, and ask your beautiful soul to step forward. Next, we have ancestors, tracing the roots, our own medicine. When I'm doing important manifestation or ancestral healing work, I always make an offering to the ancestors. I also often talk to their photos. I talk with them as if they can hear me, and most of the time, I feel them show up so much in my everyday life that I know they heard me. Our energy is our responsibility, and how we wield it can hurt or help. This is why becoming responsible for it can and does reverberate through time. Not only can we heal our wounds, we can work on healing the wounds of our ancestors and impact the future. We can go back to go forward. We can use our intention to invite our ancestors to help us rebalance the scales. If time is elastic and everything is connected, we can go back and flood the system with light, asking for the best possible effect after so many generations. We can be the light in our lines. I'd like you to write about what you know about your spirit and your magic, your own or your family's connection to the old ways or to the divine. What do you know about your family's connection to spirituality? What kind of modalities or beliefs are in your realm of experience from your ancestry? How might you be able to honor those connections in the week ahead? And finally, we have card 10, medicine, snakes and ladders. Snakes are long-standing allies of transformation itself. They appear in all natural and primary spiritualities and have been symbols of growth and rebirth since we could carve them, often associated with both healing and magic. Two snakes form part of the caduceus, or the staff of Thoth. The caduceus is still used today as the symbol of modern medicine. To quote from a magical story at the Red Sea, Creator said to Moses, "Raise your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea." A rod, a wand, the same staff that was described to have produced water from a rock, transformed into a snake and back. Staff to a snake? Snake medicine is healing medicine. It is transformation, miraculous growth, and transmutation. Transmutation is part of what makes spiritual transformation possible. Medicine is how we transform poison into power. When a snake sheds its skin, it's because it has outgrown it. What might you have outgrown or be in the process of shedding? What parts of your life or self that you might have viewed as negative or poison can be transformed into medicine? So these are all very different cards today, and I don't feel like there's massive connection between them. It's not like reading a story. The one that I did this past Monday for July 7th was more of an interconnected story. But this one, I feel like it's a take what's meaningful to you from the readings and apply that. But I do feel like the unconditional love, knowing that we are spirit, that we are divine spirit, that we are divine on our own. I hope we all take that and then some of this other stuff, right? That's what I wish for you. Knowing, shining light, giving for the ancestors card. When we talk about light and love, if you go back to your ancestors, like I know in my family, there were situations that were passed down generation to generation as family lore. If I could go back and heal that in person, could I, would I, maybe, but I can give that scenario light and love. I know the generational traumas that occurred. Perhaps instead of giving one particular person or one particular generation light and love, I could give that trauma, that generational trauma, light and love. Earlier this week, one of the readings that I did talked about perspective. and how we all have filters. And those filters are in place because of, what we were born into, the family we were born into, the circumstances that we were born into. Nobody gets out of this incarnate experience without bumps and bruises and harm and pain and trauma. It doesn't matter your income level. You could be the poorest of poor and have trauma around poverty. You could be the richest of rich and have trauma around wealth. Everybody has trauma. Everybody has pain. So recognizing how that influences your filters also influences your soul experience. And then not just recognizing those filters, but understanding how the things that you see about yourself that are not the greatest, how can you turn those into positives in your life? Something to think about. That's all I have for you today. You are made of stardust and magic. You're far more powerful than you realize, and you are profoundly loved. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye now.